The moment the message appeared on my screen, I felt my heartbeat slow to a frightening calm. Don't call me for 2 hours. I'm busy. No emoji. No explanation. Just those 7 words, sent with the same cold confidence as someone tossing a match onto a trail of gasoline. She thought I'd panic. She thought I'd wait. She thought I'd obey like I always had. But she didn't know that 10 minutes earlier, I had already seen her location pinned at a hotel she'd never mentioned, one I knew wasn't a spa, a salon, or anywhere close to her work meeting. So instead of replying, I did the one thing she never thought I would do. I dialed his wife. And 48 minutes later, while 2 marriages burned in real time, I realized revenge doesn't always need rage. Sometimes, silence is deadlier. I had always believed marriages didn't explode, they eroded. Quietly. Slowly. Like a coastline losing ground inch by inch until the waves finally reached the house. For months, I'd felt the shift. The late teen dinners. The sudden obsession with her phone, always turned face down. The way she smiled at messages she forgot to show me. The scent of perfume that wasn't hers. The new lingerie she never wore for me. But I kept giving the benefit of the doubt, telling myself I was imagining shadows that weren't there. Until the night everything snapped. It was 5:17 p.m. I remember because I had just finished making coffee. She usually checked in around this time on her way home. My phone buzzed with the message. Don't call me for 2 hours. I'm busy. That sentence alone didn't kill me. What killed me was the tone, the arrogance, like she was talking to someone beneath her. I typed back halfway. What's going on? But I never hit send. Because something didn't feel right. For months, she had become distant, but this was something else. This was a command, not a conversation. So instead of texting again, I opened something I had never used before. The location sharing button she had accidentally left on months ago. I didn't check it regularly. I never wanted to be that person. But today I had to. My heart froze. She wasn't at any office. She wasn't at any coworker's house. She wasn't even at a restaurant. She was at a hotel. One 20 minutes away. One with rooms, not conference halls. And not just any hotel. The kind where people go to be forgotten. My hands shook, but not from sadness. The shaking was from clarity. This wasn't suspicion anymore. This wasn't overthinking. This was truth served raw. And suddenly, I wasn't confused. I wasn't scared. I wasn't even angry. I was done. Something inside me switched off, like a breaker flipped. The love, the excuses, the hope, all of it dimmed to black. And in that darkness, a different thought formed. A cold one. A steady one. A painful but empowering one. If she wants 2 hours, I'll make sure she remembers every second. I didn't know him personally, but I knew of him. She had mentioned him in passing. A friend, a colleague, someone who just got out of a rough marriage. I didn't care enough to ask more. But what she didn't know was this. 2 weeks earlier, when her behavior had started becoming dangerously suspicious, I had done something I never did. I checked her laptop. And in her email, buried under folders she thought I'd never check, I saw a message sent to someone with a woman's name attached. A wife's name. Not hers. Not mine. His wife. I didn't open the email completely, it felt wrong. But I saw enough to understand. Her friend wasn't single. He wasn't harmless. And whatever they were doing, it wasn't just emotional. So today, the moment I saw the hotel pin on the map, I knew exactly what I needed to do. Not shout. Not confront. Not argue. No. I needed to call the one person who deserved the truth as much as I did. My breath steadied as I dialed. Every ring pierced the silence of the house like a needle. She answered with a tired voice. Hello. Who is this? I swallowed once. It's the husband of someone your husband is currently with. Silence. A long, sharp silence where I could practically hear her brain stitching the information together. Then her voice cracked. Where? I gave her the hotel name. The floor. The room. The time her car had arrived. I didn't embellish. I didn't dramatize. I didn't need to. The truth was horrifying enough. And then she whispered. I knew it. I knew he was doing this again. Again. Those 3 words cut deeper than my wife's betrayal. She wasn't just shocked. She was familiar with this pain. I wanted to say something comforting, but nothing I said would help. So instead I said the only thing that mattered. You don't have to go alone. I can meet you there. Her breathing steadied. No, she said. This time. I want him to see exactly what he destroyed. And she hung up. I didn't rush. I didn't speed. I didn't blast music or scream into the steering wheel. I drove calmly. Coldly. Almost mechanically. Every mile felt like a countdown to something I couldn't avoid. And in those minutes, my brain replayed everything. Her sudden gym memberships. Her late projects. The new dress she bought but never wore at home. The way she pushed my hand away when I tried to hug her last night. And then the worst memory. The night she said. I feel like you don't trust me anymore. The irony of it nearly choked me. By the time I reached the hotel parking lot, her car was right where her location said it would be. Alone. Hidden in the shade. Facing the back entrance. Classic. I parked 2 rows away, the sun low enough to paint the sky orange but not low enough to hide the truth. 30 seconds later, another car screeched in. His wife. She got out fast, messy hair, mismatched slippers, eyes swollen but burning with a terrifying determination. When she spotted me, she didn't cry. She didn't collapse. She didn't ask me why. She simply nodded and said, "Let's end this." Walking through that hotel lobby felt surreal. Couples walked beside us, smiling. One pair held hands. Another was laughing over a shared joke. And here we were. Two strangers bound by betrayal, walking toward a room that would shatter whatever innocence we had left. The elevator hummed quietly. He had booked a room on the 8th floor. Of course he did. High enough to feel hidden. As the doors closed, she finally spoke. "Do you love her?" she asked. I answered truthfully. She stared ahead. I loved him even when he didn't deserve it. I don't know why. I didn't have an answer. We both knew this wasn't just about cheating. It was about years of loyalty poured into the wrong people. The elevator dinged. 8th floor. One long hallway. A carpet so soft it felt like it was trying to muffle the sins committed here. And there. Room 814. The room my wife had been busy in. We didn't knock. She used the hotel phone app she had access to. Apparently, she handled all his reservations. With one tap, she triggered the digital override. The door clicked softly. And it swung open a few inches. Enough for us to hear. And what we heard was unmistakable. Breathing. Whispers. Sheets moving. Her voice, my wife's voice, soft and playful in a way she hadn't sounded with me in months. The other woman, the one standing beside me, closed her eyes and inhaled. Then she pushed the door fully open. I had imagined this moment 1,000 ways. Maybe I'd shout. Maybe I'd flip furniture. Maybe I'd drag him out by the collar. But what actually happened? Silence. Stillness. Because there they were. My wife on top of him. His hands on her waist. Their clothes scattered across the floor. Her wedding ring, our symbol, thrown onto the nightstand like scrap metal. She froze first. He didn't even realize at first, he was too busy looking at her. Then he saw us. And in that second, every drop of color drained from their faces. My wife tried to speak. My wife, who had texted me not to call her for 2 hours, was suddenly scrambling for words. I can explain. But she couldn't. Because some things don't have explanations. Just consequences. His wife walked in first. Not crying. Not yelling. Just, done. "You did this to us again," she said softly. "And this time, you don't get another chance." He tried grabbing her hand. She slapped it away. My wife crawled off the bed, covering herself with the sheet like shame arrived late to the party. "Please, just let me talk," she begged. But I stepped back. "You already said everything when you came here," I replied. Her face crumpled. And then came the tears. The shaking. The excuses. The panic. But none of it mattered anymore. I turned around and walked out. Her footsteps followed me immediately. Fast, desperate, barefoot, stumbling. "Please. Don't leave. I'm sorry. Please, just talk to me." I didn't stop walking. And then I heard something that made her collapse in the hallway. His wife saying to him, "I'll send the divorce papers tomorrow." 2 marriages died that night. One by betrayal. One by repetition. And yet, the story wasn't over. Not even close. Because what happened in the next 48 hours would make her fall to her knees. Begging me to pick her up. Begging me to listen. Begging me for forgiveness she would never get. I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was hurt. But because I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Clarity. Once you walk out of a hotel room where your wife is cheating, something changes inside you. A switch flips. A light dies. A new one turns on. Not brighter. Colder. While she was probably still crying into the hotel sheets, I was sitting at home planning the next 48 hours. And unlike her, I didn't need 2 hours. I needed precision. She came home at 1:14 a.m. I heard the garage door, slow footsteps, a trembling breath just outside the bedroom. Then the door clicked open. Her eyes were swollen. Her hair was a mess. Her clothes were the same ones she wore into that room hours earlier. "Please," she whispered. "Please talk to me." I looked at her like she was a stranger who stumbled into the wrong house. Because she was. "Go sleep on the couch," I said. No yelling. No questions. No accusations. Just a command. That scared her more than shouting ever could. "You're not even angry?" she asked. "No," I answered honestly. "You're not worth the energy." She broke right there. But I didn't look at her. I walked past her and closed the bedroom door in her face. Her sobbing echoed through the hallway until it eventually faded. She made breakfast. She tried to talk. Tried to touch me. Tried to stand near me like we were some normal married couple. But I didn't give her eye contact. She finally snapped. "Can you please yell at me or something? You're scaring me." I turned a page in the newspaper. "I'm busy." Her face crumpled at hearing her own words thrown back at her. She stepped closer. "Please don't do this. I made a mistake. A horrible mistake. I'll fix everything." I put the cup down slowly. "You're not capable of fixing anything." That sentence hit her like a brick. She sat down, head in her hands, sobbing uncontrollably. I checked the time. 8:42 a.m. Perfect. Everyone would be online now. We shared a circle of friends, couples we went to dinners with, trips with, holidays with. She bragged about them often. She loved the attention. She loved being admired. So I opened the group chat titled Weekend Crew. 10 people in it. They always greeted each other with morning gifts, jokes, memes. Today, they got something different. I typed. Morning, everyone. Just letting you all know, I'll be stepping away from the group for a while. My wife has been cheating on me. The read receipts lit up instantly. Before anyone replied, I sent the next message. Room 814. Yesterday. With a married man. His wife and I walked in together. Her phone buzzed across the kitchen like a dying animal. She looked up at me, horrified. What did you do? I wasn't finished. I attached one single photo. Her wedding ring sitting on the nightstand in that hotel room. She hadn't noticed I took it. Gasps, questions, furious messages exploded in the chat like fireworks. What? Oh my God, is this real? Are you okay? Tell me this is a joke. That hotel? Seriously? She lunged for my phone. I stepped away without effort. You're ruining me, she whispered. No, I corrected, you ruined yourself. Her mother called first. Then her sister. Then her cousin. Then her father. She kept rejecting their calls until one came through she couldn't ignore. Her mother. The one she always wanted approval from. The one whose opinion she feared more than anything. She answered with a shaky, Mom, please listen. I could hear her mother's scream from across the room. What have you done? She crumbled to the floor. I didn't help her. While she was drowning in her family's fury, I prepared phase 2. Her friends. The ones she gossiped with. The ones she lied to. The ones she pretended to be morally superior around. I wasn't harsh. I was factual. I sent each a simple message. Just letting you know I'll be stepping back for personal reasons. She cheated on me yesterday. Please don't involve me if she reaches out. Her phone blew up again. This time, not from people yelling. From people cutting her off. She didn't understand. People don't hate cheaters because of the act. They hate cheaters because of the deception. Because they betrayed someone who trusted them. And her friends hated being fooled. She sat on the floor, knees to chest, shaking violently as message after message rolled in. I can't believe you would do that. You're toxic. You lied to us for months. Don't contact me again. She looked up at me, eyes red, voice barely coming out. I'm losing everyone. I shrugged. That's what happens when the truth comes out. I wasn't going to involve her job. That part of the revenge wasn't necessary. Until she made a mistake. She tried to defend herself to a friend by saying. He's lying. He's doing this because he's insecure. I never cheated. That changed everything. I pulled up the messages she had sent weeks ago. The hotel reservation confirmation. The meet you after work, winky face, texts. The don't call me message. Then the one that ruined her. 2 hours isn't long enough. I want more. I forwarded them to her friend. Her friend forwarded them to everyone. And by noon, her entire office knew. She worked in a place where reputation mattered. And her reputation collapsed in real time. She received a message from her manager. We need to discuss recent conduct. Someone has brought concerning information to HR. She ran to me with panic dripping from every breath. Why would you do that? Why? I'm going to lose everything. I finally looked at her for the first time that day. You already did. Around 3 p.m., she showed up at our front door. Her expression was empty, like she had cried out every tear she had. She didn't come for revenge. She came for closure. I told your wife earlier, she said, but I'll say it again so you hear it too, he's gone. I kicked him out. I filed for divorce. My wife was standing behind me, trembling. The other woman, stronger than both of us combined, looked directly at her. You didn't just destroy your marriage, she said coldly. You destroyed mine, too. But here's the difference, I won't cry about you. I'll move on. You won't. And she walked away. My wife collapsed again, sobbing into her hands. I didn't touch her. There was one last group left. Her fitness group chat. Her pride. Her kingdom. Her stage. She adored those people. They adored her. She loved the compliments, the attention, the admiration. So I dropped the final domino there. A simple message signed with my initials. Just letting you all know I'll be stepping away from group events. She cheated on me yesterday. At a hotel. With a married man. I walked in on them. I won't answer questions, this is just information for those affected. Within minutes. Is this true? Why would you do that? Tell us your side. OMG what? She snatched her phone and ran to the bathroom, clicking the lock. I could hear her trying to lie. Trying to spin it. Trying to play the victim. Trying to blame stress. Trying to blame me. But lies don't work when the truth is heavier. Her friends weren't buying it. One of them even said. You always acted perfect, now we know why. She dropped the phone on the tiles and sobbed uncontrollably. By evening, she was empty. Her eyes lifeless. Her hands shaking. Her voice barely audible. She approached me quietly, like she was approaching a lion. I don't have anyone left, she whispered. You took everyone away. I tilted my head. No, I corrected, they left when they realized who you really are. She cried silently. No drama. No screaming. Just pure, hollow devastation. Then she whispered something I never expected. Please, don't leave me alone tonight. I stared at her. I spent months alone. You didn't care then. She started sobbing again. Please, please. I'm begging you. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. I walked past her. You'll figure it out. I slept peacefully for the first time in months. She cried until dawn. When I woke up, she was sitting on the floor outside the bedroom, knees pulled up, eyes swollen and lifeless. She whispered, I'll do anything. Please just talk to me, just tell me what to do. I picked up my keys. You're an adult, I said calmly. You made your choices. She grabbed my arm, desperate. Please. I can't face anyone. I can't even step outside. Everyone knows. Everyone hates me. I freed my arm from her grip gently but firmly. That's not my problem anymore. She collapsed on the floor again. And I walked out of the house. Cheating hurts. But watching someone destroy themselves with their own actions. That's colder. Sharper. More final. She wanted secrecy. She traded it for exposure. She wanted 2 hours. She got 48 hours of consequences. She wanted freedom. She got isolation. And she earned every second of it.